Welcome to SaharaTV. I'm Karen Atia. For anyone who studies African history, the ancient kingdoms of Mali, Ghana, and Songhai are familiar names of powerful civilizations that existed on the African continent long before the Europeans arrived. But today, Mali's political system is under a great crisis, following a military coup earlier this year, leaving a power vacuum in the country. Rebel groups have seized power in northern Mali. In past months, the rebel group in particular, Ansar Dine, has begun to destroy precious tombs in the ancient city of Timbuktu. The world has reacted with alarm to this destruction, with UNESCO designating Timbuktu as a World Heritage Site in danger. So, speaking with me today about the situation in Mali, and in particular the threat to Timbuktu's ancient culture, are members of the Malian Cultural Center here in New York City. And with me I have here Mel Brown, who's the creative director of the Malian Cultural Center. And I have husband and wife co-founder Mamadou and Assatou, who are also here with me today to speak a little bit about what's going on in Mali and just how severe the threat is to Mali's culture. So thank you guys for coming with me today to talk to me.
Thank you for inviting us.
No problem. So actually, let's just start off and can you talk a little bit about the Malian Center, what it is that you do in New York City?
The Malian Cultural Center is not only for the Malian community, it's for all America. Like we have Asian people coming, American people coming, and different countries of Mali. So we try to show the value of the Malian culture to our children, and to show the value of the culture of Mali to America. And also the children born here from American kids or Mali, Asian, all those from different countries, to show them the Malian culture, you know. And every Saturday they go there, we give them the class. And also the French people, the French embassy, they give us a teacher, so to teach them French. So we give them two classes, Malian culture class and the French class, so they can learn French. And also to have a better relationship between America and Mali. So a lot of people come to get the information from Mali culture in our center, like and even the cooking too. We have a cooking class at the center, and even today I have an interview for the cooking.
Oh.
I'm invited for the cooking class from Mali.
Fantastic.
So we do a lot of
services,
yeah,
all
services
services.
At the center.
Now, can you explain a little bit about the name? It has an interesting name, the center. Can you explain where the name comes from?
Okay. We name the center is a Malian Cultural Center, Madame Atiti Lubu Traoré, and we give this name to the First Lady from our country, because this lady, she really helped in my country, in Mali. She helped a lot the poor people, and even the pregnant woman. You know, she's the one who pay for their expense to have a baby. Before, if you don't have a money to do the cesarean, you can die or the baby can die. And she said, she stopped this. Anybody need a cesarean, she pay for the cesarean for all the pregnant women in Mali. And if the kids, sometimes they sick, you cannot afford to take them to Europe to do the treatment, she pay for the treatment to take your kid to Europe. She did a lot of good things in Mali.
So she was a very important figure.
Very important. So we said, okay, let's make an honor to her too, because you know, she care about the poor people. So let's care about her and give this honor to her. That's why we give this honor to her. to help. It's not politics, it's nothing, you know, just what she did and what she deserved. That's why she have this.
Okay. And now to sort of speak about the what's happening in Mali now a little bit, one thing our viewers told us is that they wanted to understand what was happening with the crisis. They wanted to understand, I think a lot of people saw Mali as a very stable country and a peaceful democracy. And then with the coup that happened earlier this year, a lot of people were taken by surprise. So I know it's a very complicated and complex issue, but how did this happen? How did Mali go from seemingly, you know, this tourism place, this seemingly stable country, to a crisis today?
Thanks for asking this important question. As you know, Mali was an example of democracy in West Africa. It didn't happen overnight.
Sure.
Because after Mali went to independence in 1960, after 8 years of socialist government, late Modibo Keita, we have a coup, 1968. But after the coup, Mali was dominant during 23 years of dictatorship, and only one party, a political party. You cannot express other views than the view of the unique party. And as the war was evaluating, and it come to a one time people was asking more, to talk more, to express themselves more in a newspaper or a thing, but they didn't want to. And the end result was another coup to make democracy happen to Mali. With that, we have a multitude of parties now, more than 38 parties, small and big, and also multitude. So, and when ATT seized power, so it was a time to let the democracy flourish. And Mali was take like an example of democracy everywhere in the world. And even the world body, everybody was talking about. But what happened in our big surprise, ATT was about to leave the power in 3 weeks period of time. In 3 weeks, he was declaring he's going to leave the power for good, and let all the political players try to make the campaign to be, you know, to come to the power. All of a sudden, a group of young captains
from the army, from the Mali,
from the army, from nowhere, they seized the power. And the argument was because the mismanagement of the crisis in the north of Mali. The crisis date from 1960, from the independence time to now. We have some group of Tuareg. They just want to be taken care of very well, and the government did a lot, and some of them was even minister. But they say ATT, they tried to intoxicate people, tried to say the president was dealing with them. But the reality is the Libyan war, after the Libyan war.
This year?
Or
last year?
Last year, after the Libyan war with Gaddafi, after the Gaddafi died, it was a kind of anarchy everywhere, and the rebel left with the armament, every armament come to Mali. the Tuareg people.
So those rebels it spilled over
Yes.
into Mali.
Yes.
And so they united with the groups that were present in Mali and that were angry with the government for...
Yes. And now, the question is, some of the armament come to the Mali. Some of people help also the Tuareg people because it was a very, very important geopolitics, but because it...
Okay, so we'll stop and we'll edit that out.
I don't know.
Okay. So...
I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, how come it will read?
I don't know.
Alright, I can...
Can you put up
I can
that?
start, yeah. Let me see.
Now it's starting to.
Okay.
I'll keep it. Sorry about that.
No problem. So I think, let's see, let's start back from, yeah, so the spillover of the Libyan situation.
Okay, Libyan situation, look, we cannot say the 100%
Sure.
the cause, but it helped the Tuareg group think about partition, taking care of the 3/4 of Mali.
Okay, okay.
So they got the heavy armament, and then maybe they got some help from somewhere. One day, after the military make the coup, less than a month, the rebel come and took all the
Mali.
north of Mali from Kidal all the way to Timbuktu.
Timbuktu. So to speak of the rebel groups, one rebel group I think in particular has been making the news internationally, and that's Ansar Dine. So who are they, and what is it that they want?
Okay.
I'll pose it to anyone to answer. Mel, perhaps you want to talk about it?
Well, one of the things that's very important, which is what Mamadou is pointing directly at, was the fact that this is a regional phenomenon. It's not just the north of Mali, but it's that Mali is the front line. And you've got to remind yourselves that Mali is a weak state, but has a very strong cultural foundation. And so it becomes very, very important for our viewers to be able to look at exactly why Mali is important. The phenomenon of Ansar Dine, I believe, is directly to attack that cultural legacy. That's what's so important about this kind of Salafist Taliban appreciation of the culture in Mali. They want to turn back the clock hundreds of years. And what's at stake is the way in which not only just the mausoleums are being attacked, but also the cultural legacy they want to erase.
So I want to ask one question about even the cultural legacy, and this is sort of back to my earlier question about how it was that it seemed like the world didn't see this coming, that Mali has perhaps benefited from this nostalgia of its culture and of its music and of its just amazing history, and that people didn't see the underlying political problems. Again, I don't think that there are a whole lot of people who really understood the grievances that people in the north have against perhaps, the way that the government was operating in the south. Do you think that the sort of the image of Mali and this cultural image kind of masked what was going on under the surface? Would you agree? Anyway, I mean, it's a complicated question. I know.
What was the question?
Well,
again?
just I had an interview before with Alex Thurston, who's a scholar in the Sahel region, and I asked, well, how is it that we were taken by surprise with what's happened in Mali, and just his opinion that perhaps again we have this romantic idea of Mali, and outside of Mali, obviously, this idea of Timbuktu, and that it's stable, it's democratic, the culture is beautiful, and yet we missed the tension that was brewing under that. So I'm wondering if you would agree.
And I agree that, as you know, Timbuktu is we are all proud of, all Malians are proud of Tombouctou. All Malians are proud of this rich history of Mali. And we the country where is the kingdom of Askia, of Sundiata, of Samori, of all the big king. And I remember in my financial class, even here in the United States, they say on the 13th century, Kankou Musa was one of the king in Mali, bring so much gold in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. The price of gold dropped all over the world. It was so much gold. That means Mali is a historical country. Tombouctou was the center of Rabi. It was the center of like a big university. Long before we have university, he on the developed country was the center of Arabic, West African culture, melting pot of a big university, big scholar was there. So, maybe for some of them, this is too much honor for Mali. This is a poor, developed country. But what is clear, it was the tomb of 33 holy men who was in Tombouctou. The UNESCO, the world body, classified those things like the property of the world.
The World Heritage.
The World Heritage. To go and destroy those things in front of the world body is like a crime against humanity. And everybody should stand like a one man to fight. Because if they knock at Mali door today, you don't do nothing, you're gonna spread.
Right. Is anyone doing anything to try to protect the shrines? Again, we know you mentioned UNESCO has designated it a World Heritage Site, but I mean, everybody's reacting with such shock. Even myself, I've wanted to visit Timbuktu just to see these sites. I mean, is there any way that we can form a permanent, I don't know, soldiers to line around the shrines, or somehow is anything being done?
Well, I can interject one thing. As of today, the African Union will be finishing a summit. And this is to bolster some of the discussion that had come out of the regional body, the Economic Organization of West African States, who have been dealing with creating a leadership framework for strategically in order to have, if it comes down to a military solution, but very serious diplomatic discussion with all of the parties involved. The United Nations 2 weeks ago at the Security Council had been briefed by the regional economic body. And they essentially said, listen guys, we really do appreciate what you're doing, but come back with a blueprint in terms of what you want to do and how it would work. And in response to that, what you're seeing is a policy formation in which they essentially said, by the 31st of this month, they would like to see a very detailed blueprint as to what can be done and should be done, and this rate of success it would be. And so you're seeing a coalescing of a very strong position on this. Now mind you, at this point in the north, the military footprint is very weak.
Right. From the Malian government.
From the Malian government standpoint in Bamako, as well as the people in Timbuktu. So what you're dealing with is a situation with people, mainly the youth, are essentially defending these tombs where they can, or these cultural legacy where they can, with their bodies.
Right. So
most of them only have just clubs and machetes, and we don't want to see too much of that.
Right. But and so it's mostly Ansar Dine who is attacking these tombs. Are they attacking people? Are they attacking Malians as well?
Yep.
They're attacking the culture. They're attacking anybody. I remember a few weeks ago, this couple were, because they were living together, they was not officially married. They bring them to the public and whip them
And sardine.
And sardine. This never happened in Mali. Mali is a culture. We can be Muslim, mostly Muslim, but we are open to all the religion.
That's the
foundation
tradition
of Mali. Is not only a Muslim state. Is a country very sympathetic to all the religion. But what I want to tell you, in Mali, the people who make the coup, they say they come to go to the north. They never go nowhere.
Who?
The military.
Oh, the military.
Who make the coup. They seized the power, saying that they're gonna go and make a fight in the north. They didn't do. The ECOWAS tried to impose them to leave the political scene and to end up the power to the prime minister and the president-elect. There was the interim president. The prime minister also come, and for about more than 3 months, still no change.
Right.
And the world body also, like you say, they're talking to United Nations, they tell make a nice format, how to do those kind of, make evaluation. The time is playing against Mali.
So
I want the world body to know people there are suffering. Some kids, some young lady, they've been victim of rape, they're victim of a lot of abuse. The world has to stand up and help Mali. And Mali cannot do by himself. That's why our center is here to give the message to the world that we need to protect this culture. This culture is the pride of North Mali, is the pride of humanity. We need help.
So what and especially you work with Malian immigrants who come into the city, what is their opinion on it? Do they feel that there should be some sort of military intervention? Are they open to the idea of ECOWAS coming in to intervene?
As you know, we've been here more than 35 years. We've been working with the Malian community, and all Malian communities, the day of the coup, like one body, everybody was against military power, because military coup is from another age now. If everybody know Africa, it was a time it was coup, but we come to a point where in Africa, a coup is no more admissible. We have to go, if you want to fight somebody, go through the urn, go through the vote.
Diplomatic channels.
The true channel is for diplomatic channel.
But to resolve the crisis, are people feeling that military intervention is the answer?
Yes.
And who would they like to see do it?
They see it. We've been to United Nations. We've been protesting United Nations. We've been making a lot of noise because we say we want them to go, our military to go to the north. We want the world body to come to help us in the north. We made two visits to United Nations. I've never seen a crowd like that in Mali. Most of Malians are upset. Of course, some people you will see will support the military power because they want the regime change, because some of their brothers or some of their sisters will be in power, and some fingers. I don't want to go in.
Sure. Assatou, what do you feel? Do you feel that there should be a military intervention to stop what's happening in Mali?
Yeah, of course, because we really need a military intervention in Mali and we want even the UN to help us with some soldiers, and we want ECOWAS to help us, to help Mali you know, so we can keep our culture, you know, because they destroy our culture. I don't say 100%, but almost 100%, you know, by destroying our strength, the tongue, and by a lot of things, you know. So we really need help. Mali need help. We need help.
And Mel, you mentioned, I mean, you brought up ECOWAS, and again, you're right, ECOWAS has been sort of going back and forth over what to do, and the latest I read was that ECOWAS is proposing a 3,000 member force to go into Mali. In your opinion, do you think that ECOWAS has what it needs to pull this off? Is this feasible, a military intervention, an African solution to African problems? Is it possible?
One of the reasons why we're here is because we know that there are certain things that have to be done by the politicians and the military people. But there's certain deeper things that can only be done by the people who manage and pervade the culture. Because it really gets to the heart of what people need in Mali, in the region, and in America. And that we would like to move the American population, viewers out, in your broadcasting arena that can really understand why Mali is important and the kinds of things that are involved. We know that regardless of whether there's a show of force, militarily, that at the end of the day, people have to talk to each other. And what we want to do is to pervade the kind of situation and message that Mali has a long history, going back hundreds if not thousands of years. And there have been good times and then there have been bad times. But at the end of the day, people have been able to survive through this great civilization by talking to each other. And sometimes a show of strength is necessary to do it militarily, but at the end of the day, people have to talk. And Mali has had hundreds of years of a track record of great success in doing that. And as communicators, cultural communicators, we want to stretch out to the greater metropolitan area because we're having a series of events starting with August 10th at the United Nations in the neighborhood, because we want to be able to give people the sense why Mali is important and the kinds of things from poets, from writers, from musicians, from people of great learning, scholars, who are familiar with the kinds of things that Mali has done in the past and that there's a great future ahead.
Great. So yeah, on that note, how can people get involved and learn more about the Malian Cultural Center and just get involved in the fight, the cry to we need to do something? Is there a way that they can come and contact you all, or website?
Yeah, how can they give your address, your contact?
Our website is www.malianculturalcenter.org.
Okay.
www.maliancultural.org.
And are there ways that some of our viewers, maybe if you're staging another protest or can come again and learn more, that they can come to the center or come to the website and learn how to get learn how to get involved, because this is, like you said, it's not just Malian history, it's not just African history, but this is world history, this is religious history, and this is Muslim history, so it is a really important issue. And on that note, I'd like to thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. We hope to do more on this story, and we hope to follow it as well. So again, viewers, I have Mamadou and Assatou from the Malian Cultural Center here in New York, located in the Bronx. And also Mel Brooks, who's with the Malian Cultural Center. So again, go to www.maliancenter.org, Cultural Center, www.malianculturalcenter.org, and learn how you can get involved with their efforts.
And also the 10th of August,
10th
next month we'll have a special event to talk more about the crisis in Mali and to show the value for the Malian culture, for the Mali culture to a lot of people around the UN area, United Nations area.
In the fundraising event, we are here we want to help people from the north, people who are in need. And any help could be welcome, and we will you know, make sure the help will get there too.
Great. We will definitely be there. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for meeting.
All right. That's that. We just hit off.
Good. And my name is.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I don't know why. Okay. Let me.
There's no way I can change.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Well, what I can
It happens a lot.
What I can do, I
So-
don't know. I can over the voice. I can
Overdub it?
Yeah, well, I can overdub it like in audio, hopefully.
That's fine.
That's
right.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I have one message.
Yes.
You know, since now we are struggling in Mali for our culture in Timbuktu. Now we really need help so we can keep our culture and our value in New York City. That's mean our cultural center. So we need any help to support this cultural center. So at least we can be in life, not like Timbuktu, like Israel Timbuktu, because everything is based on personal, like we the only who support this center.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically needing outside help.
Yeah, we really need outside help to support the center, to support our culture, you know.
Yeah, it would be nice to do, like, again, we're always open to having just more like coverage of what organizations are doing in New York City. And at first, when we were trying to do research for the story, I was like, I don't know if there's a Malian center here, or if there's. So
Sure, right, of course.
Yeah, so I just looked online. So yeah, it'd be great to do, you know, a short profile, like to actually go to the center and maybe follow you guys around and see what you do, and especially with the women that you work with. But yeah, so August 10th.
And we're doing.
We can send them the tip because we have the inauguration opening of the center 2 years ago in the city hall.
Okay.
And,
That was a major event.
It was a big event, you know. You should see this cassette.
And then, of course, we'll give you notices about what's going to happen on August 10th.
Yeah, if there's like a mailing, you know, mailing list. Like I'm also writing, somehow I'll get to it. I'm also writing a companion piece like on our blog about this. So I'll include the information and just ways that people can get involved.
Excellent.
Excellent.
And we've been active pretty much consistently at Columbia University.
Okay.
Involved in different forums and interjecting the Malian story wherever we can.
Okay.
So good friends up there.
Great. Yeah. That's where I graduated from school. Just in May. All right. Thank you. Okay.